Hey everybody, just got back from dinner. This is update number 5. Me down at Ursley Clemens Job Corps at the moment. Going back to my little station. Show y'all my little Lincoln Electric hat that I got going on here. And if you're wondering how I'm recording this with my arm because I'm too lazy to bring my tripod out at the moment. And this is one of the effects of colder weather, which is another thing I want to talk about. Colder weather. Look outside right now. It is getting colder, gloomier, and as you could see when you saw me, I had my jacket on. It is literally getting wintertime. It's in fall right now, but a guy can dream. Sooner or later, I will be back down in good old Louisville, Kentucky. And hopefully I'll be able to get some footage along the way. So basically, when I do actually end up going back down to Louisville, I got some plans. I got the plan of redoing the interior like I spoke of in my last video of my Mountaineer camper thing, whatever you want to call it. I got that plan going on. And then I have the plan of working on my scooter, which I think I mentioned in my last video. I mentioned something around my scooter, something like that. But I wasn't sure whether or not that I did, so now I'm mentioning it. I saw some videos on YouTube. I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but he was working on the flywheel, I think is what it's called. It's just a thing right connected to the magneto that charges off the stator or whatever. A lot of technical lingo. But basically you have pretend you got a rod, right? They're connected to each other, kind of. One side you have the kickstart, and the other side you have this weird spinning wheel thing. They both turn the engine. He turned it to the left, which if you were on the other side, which would make sense because you turned it to the right, turn the engine. He took a drill and he was going like that and spinning it to the left. So he took that and he got the engine to start, which I'm thinking about first cleaning out the carburetor and then taking the carburetor after it's cleaned out, putting it back in, and then running some new fuel through it. And sorry about keep touching this, it's a nervous habit. It's a self-esteem thing, but I won't get further into that. But back to what I was saying, those are my plans that I got going on. I'm also going to go down and see my girlfriend. Can't really say anything about that. That's a little bit further down the road when it comes to all of that, because not only is it literally a brand new relationship right off the bat, it's something that I feel is not necessary to speak of at the moment when it comes to who the person is and stuff like that. Let's just say this. When I get down there to see her and I have the opportunity to, if she's comfortable with it, then we'll get to the point where maybe we can shoot some footage and do another video about, meet the girlfriend or whatever. My life changes a lot. As you can tell, I got a new pair of glasses. And here, let me cut this right here because I got my stand underneath me and my arm is starting to cramp. I don't even know why. Alright, now I got you all set down on the stand. And as I was saying, when it comes to going back down there and seeing the girlfriend in the car and the scooter all worked out and checked out, I also have the plan of bringing back my Xbox that has my my Battlefront 2, which is not the newer version, which is on PlayStation and stuff. It's actually the older version. Let me take this off. It's hot in here. Basically, it's like a pre-2000 something like that. It's when the original Xbox was out, when that was the new latest greatest thing. And if I'm not mistaken, because I remember playing it on Star Wars Episode 3, there was a second disc and they had like the demo on there. I used to play the heck out of that. It was called Utapau. That's the name of the map. I really miss messing around with that. And since it's the weekend, I really got nothing to do. Tomorrow's trade again. I've been really wanting to play it, but don't have it here yet. It's like a 2.5 hour drive from where I used to be, which is where I'm at now. It took a little bit longer getting here by the Greyhound because for some reason they had to do a lot of stops. Maybe it's for breaks for the driver or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's bus routes along the way or something like that. But it took longer because they had to do so many stops. If I was in a car and that car didn't have any stops, then I could get to and from in 2.5 to 3 hours. In total, maybe 4 to 5 hours to and from. It's not really that bad. It's way better than some of the trips that some of the people here would have to take for Christmas. They literally came here on a plane. They'd, some of them from New York, Philly, be more precise. My friend, his name's Shaq. He has to be on the channel, so he'll be on the channel soon. We just gotta find the right time and place and what to do, in the video, to kind of as an introduction. But to try to keep my thoughts straight, as you can see on the last video, I was all over the place, like a squirrel on crack. But also in mentioning the squirrel part brought back another memory. I don't know why my brain works weird that way. I forgot to show y'all the snack drawer that I have. There's a little less snacks in there from last time because, I skip a lot of meals here and I just eat the snacks that are in my drawer. But I'm going to show you all that now, so I'll be right back. Alright, now we're going towards the snack drawer, which this is where my little sleeping cabinet closet thing is. For some reason, like the lens for some reason is making things appear real small. This right here, from here to here, so you can get like a perspective on it. These are my snacks. Besides the razor, I don't eat razors. But they give us juices and stuff. I got a bag in here for garbage, so that way I can take it out just in case I need to. And that's about it when the snacks in this drawer. Now, I have another fig bars down in this drawer. And I got some Cracker Jacks, medicine, stuff like that I've accumulated. I had a really bad acid reflux, so that's why the acid reducer's there. But I got extra snacks just in case. And I got a cardboard box in here because I was going to send a box of stuff to one of my friends. But that kind of fell through, and I just decided to keep the box so that way whenever I do go back for Christmas, I could take some of the stuff with me back in a box instead of just a suitcase and just my laundry bag and all that stuff. Alright, let's turn y'all back around. Kind of feels weird pointing at the closet while I'm talking to you. So basically, when it comes to the trip, it's supposed to be somewhere near the last month, near the New Year's and Christmas. So they're supposed to be telling us next month, I think it is, whenever that goes on. And if y'all haven't caught on by now, they're stringing us along for the ride when it comes to that. So I'm kind of up in the air about it. But when I do get the date, I'll let y'all know when I'm actually coming back and when to expect me to be back down in Louisville. First thing I'm doing, I'm eating some rallies. I can't believe how much I've missed that place. Like, I used to go there all the time. I would literally, sometimes I would go up there and I'd sell my plasma or whatever just so I can eat rallies. I don't know why I love that food so much, but I haven't had it since I've been here. And that's been since July 16th. No, July 19th. July 19th is when I got here on campus. When the Greyhound pulled up, I got off of it, security checked me in, and then I was showed to my room. That was the day that everything started. Up until now, which I have no clue what today's date is. Let me check my other phone. It is October 6th. All right. And I'm trying to get all this recorded and done on the weekends because that's my free time, not my, trade days, because I really have much time on trade days. Usually whenever I get back, I'm completely knocked out and I have literally no energy to do anything except sleep and then do my evening chore, which is what they call dorm duties. And then that's it. I go to bed after that. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but I got a haircut. It was a $5 haircut, literally the best $5 haircut I ever got. I can't really say his name because, privacy purposes. But when it comes to actually getting your bang for your buck, or whatever you want to call it, the most bang for your buck, I think I got a pretty good deal. I'm going to see if I can't post some pictures up here that I took, like left and right side pictures, a little bit after the haircut was done because it's grown in a little bit. But he got me with a line right here. He got me the fade. Can't really see the back. Here, let me see if I can't do this. Right back in through here. He got me faded up pretty good. And as I say that, the phone tries to slide off the thing. I'm actually thinking about investing into a new camera because this iPhone, it's got lines in it. The LCD is broken for some reason. Like whenever I start the iPhone up, there's no lines. And then after a minute or so, once it gets going, the lines appear and the screen doesn't work. And I've taken this thing apart so many times trying to fix it. I'd rather just get a new screen, put it on there. It'd be way worth that as opposed to trying to figure out exactly what's wrong with the LCD. I already invested enough time into this and money. Oh, and that also reminds me of another thing. When I showed you in the last video, if y'all want me to do a video on my tools that I have here, and they're the only tools that I'm allowed because of how small they are. All the other big tools, they can technically be used as weapons here on campus. So, like wrenches, hammers, that's a big thing because it's a hammer. Screwdrivers, shanks or whatever. They have to be checked out, and the only real place you can get tools here on campus is like UAW, which is United Auto Workers Association. They just leave the A off of there for some reason. Now it's Mercedes something, but everybody calls it UAW because that's what everybody knows it as. They just recently switched it over to Mercedes. Let's sit you down right here. That's what I like about having a little multi-stance tripod, because you can adjust it any way you want. It's come in handy a lot when it comes to recording at different angles and stuff like that. Sorry, my forehead is like, if I cut it off right here, it looks like I'm completely bald except for the sides. It's so weird. That's one of the reasons I like wearing this around sometimes, ever since I got it, because it kind of covers up the massive airstrip on my head. But when it comes to the haircut and all the other things I mentioned, when it comes to having the trip date announced, I'll try to keep you all up to date on the trip date, and I'll try to keep you kind of up to date on the look I'm trying to go for, because I really don't know my style yet. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. I think this is good right now. This is a good stopgap measure when it comes to hiding the atrocity. Well, that's what I like to call it. My hairline is just like so bad when it comes to receding. But as you can see, I have attention span of a squirrel. That comes with ADHD and having 1,000 things going on around you, trying to keep focused on one topic. Like throughout this video, I don't know if you caught it, but I've literally been looking out my window because people are walking by, and it's just like, I see motion, I'm attracted to it. It's weird. I'm like literally like a squirrel. But when it comes to the tripod here, I'll let you all take a look at it. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called exactly, but I know it has like different angles for each individual stand or leg. I think these little rubber gaskets are for grip, like if you're doing it on different surfaces. These little ball things right here are for stances on a desk or whatever flat surface you got. Oh, alarm's going off. That's usually like if I'm not awake by 5, so I don't miss dinner because I usually sleep a lot on the weekends. But I've made it a point in case to myself to actually get up and do YouTube videos because I'm here. I'm living basically an experience and living that experience more than anything else. Something I want to document because not many people really do a day to day, as far as I know, because I've looked on YouTube but I haven't really seen many. YouTube's constantly changing with different videos, so some others don't have that much popularity as me. I really don't have that much popularity. Basically, you're on YouTube. And sorry about the little cutout. I don't know what happened. My phone, for some reason, no matter how many apps I delete, how many videos or pictures or whatever I delete off this phone, it always gives me an error message, something about storage being low, even though I have a lot of storage on the phone. Plenty enough to record. This is me about a couple hours later after I was like, screw it, and put the phone down because it kept acting stupid. But now I'm back recording, and to continue that conversation, looking back at it, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are way more popular than me, and I'm okay with that. I'm one of those, I guess, under everybody else. Like, if there's a rock and the main YouTubers are on top of it, and inside the rock somewhere there was the mid-level YouTubers at 500,000 to 1,000,000 subscribers, something like that, just in there, I would be somewhere inside the dirt. I'm at a good old 27 subscribers as of right now. Trying to figure out ways to up that, but I really don't want to change the theme of the channel. It's just me talking into the camera, and if someone smiling into a camera for hours and hours on end without moving, even during a break-in, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's something that's as simple as that, can get somebody thousands upon maybe even a couple million subscribers. Me talking into a phone and actually keep you guys entertained with conversation, I don't know, maybe there's a way to that. I don't know. But a few things have changed in the last couple hours from the last clip, actually. If you can see behind me, right back there, I have to change it. Right back there, that bed. Roommate's gone. He went into another room. And in that bed right back there, another one's moving in. It changes frequently. Don't know why. People, for some reason, what I was told from that guy, his name, I'm going to call him Mr. A, unless he wants me to reveal his name further along in this series, and then I will, but for privacy reasons, I'm not going to, as of yet, if ever. Mr. A is going to move in there, and he told me that on D-Wing, they're stripping the whole place down, and they are deep cleaning it. So he's going to be moving in here temporarily, and temporarily around here means permanently from what I've experienced. So I got one roommate moving out and another one moving in. Now, I didn't really like my last roommate. He always used these that I have here now, the remotes, to make my sleep patterns hell, so to speak. And I'm glad he's in another room so he can take his belongings and himself into another location. And he still has my charging cable. But it's a minor price to pay as of right now until he gives it back. I'll let him borrow it for him to be gone out of the room. And in another room. Alright, I'm gonna let's see here. Trying to think of something to talk about. Not really easy when it's like, here it's 8:24 p.m. Down in Louisville where I was at, it was 9 or 9:24. It's exactly an hour difference. I don't know how that all works, but it's whatever. Down in Louisville, I have my cat, Oreo, which I've had on the channel before. She's currently at a friend's house where I was at when I made the YouTube video of me and my ex-girlfriend. And she's going to be down there until I'm able to get myself financially stable enough here and I have other plans in the future to where when I leave here, I have a job, I have a financial income to where I can at least get myself with the basics. And then I can get my cat. Hopefully, I still have my girlfriend that I have now when I go and have myself stable. You never know what's going to happen in the future. I'm an optimist when it comes to stuff like that instead of a pessimist. And if you don't know what those means, an optimist means thinking on the bright side of things, and a pessimist means thinking on the negative side of things. For a very long time, I was a pessimist, but I am an optimist, and that's not going to change now because I realize always having a negative mindset is going to lead you down a road that it's really hard to turn around from. But from this little poster I saw in my driver's ed class, which I'm doing a driver's ed at the moment, just to let y'all know on that, if I hadn't mentioned it before, they have a poster in there that says, no matter how far down a wrong road you go, you can always turn back around, or something along those lines. I'll see if I can't get a picture of it at some later date and post it somewhere somehow. Still trying to figure this whole YouTube thing out. I found out on my laptop that I could get access to the beta. I can blur out people's images of their faces or whatever. There's a lot of cool things on there that I'm still, figuring out. And I'm gonna see if there's a way to make an individual page for my fans here on YouTube. I'm gonna try and get that running as soon as possible. And this video is gonna be another long one, so if you're here right now, thank you for being here until this point. I looked at my last retention rate on my audience and it was about 8 minutes, which is pretty good, I guess, out of a 45, 48 minute long video. They were at least interested for about maybe 10 minutes and then they got bored and was like, screw this, and then left. But, is what it is. I'm trying to make things more interesting. There ain't really much to talk about. I know I see all these YouTubers running around like a chicken with their heads cut off. I find that very immature. I just like sitting down and talking, I don't know if that's more of the younger generation's style. I'm 22 years old. I was born July 30th, 1997, if y'all don't know that. And I guess I can be considered part of the younger generation post 2000s. I was born before the Twin Tower incident and before they came out with the Nokia and those little slide phones with a little slide out pad. Instead of having like a flip phone, flip up, flipped out from the side. Can't remember exactly what those are called, but I think they're Nokias. Before those came out. But as I was saying, there's a lot of things that I'm gonna end up getting myself into throughout my life, and I feel like talking and going through the stuff, sometimes the younger generations just don't like that, there's not really much I can do about it. I'm just me. I'm gonna put out a video, an experimental video. Y'all may not even see this, I don't know. I'm recording this, and as I'm recording it, I'm thinking to myself, should I post this out? Should I not? It's gonna be another long video. It's literally, I kid you not, literally going to take all day for the video to edit, and then all day for it to upload. I think last time it took up like 6 hours just for me to upload it onto the computer from the editing software that I have, which is called OpenShot, which is a really slow thing. I wouldn't recommend it if you have an Asus laptop all the weird stuff. Mine's a pretty thick laptop. I like it. It gets the job done. It's got a low RAM capacity, so having a Linux and Ubuntu on there is ideal, but it's kind of slow. It requires a lot of terminal tinkering around, tinkering with it. Kinkering. I'm gonna make that a word. Little kinks, tinkering with them. got a little kinkering going on. But like I said, there's not really much I can do about it. So I'm gonna try an experiment on a certain video. You may not even see this one, but if you do, maybe it'll be on an exclusive or something like that. Maybe this video will become part of a side exclusive thing that I have off to the side. I don't have much time when it comes to the internet here, so a lot of time to research and find fun things to talk about. I really don't have that luxury. I mean, I got 4 p.m. to 12 p.m. in the night. That goes into morning, obviously a.m. 4 to 12. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 8 hours. That's if I don't go to dinner. That's if I don't fall asleep after trade. That's if I get directly on my phone, laptop, other phone, etc., and start researching as soon as I get in the door, as soon as it hits 4 o'clock. That's if all the stars line up, that I don't smell like a complete dumpster when I get out of welding, which is really hot, if y'all didn't know that, which causes you to sweat, which causes you to smell like a dumpster. Doesn't matter who you are, and even if you are used to heat, you will sweat. It just is what it is. If all those things line up perfectly, and by some magical unicorn incident, I'm able to get all 8 hours in there, all the research that I want to do, and all the stuff that I want to do on the side, when it comes to researching to make a really cool video, really fun video for all y'all, I just wouldn't have enough time in one day. It would take some time to get it all put together. So I understand there's only maybe about 11 of you watching as of right now. I've only seen like 11, maybe 10 views on my last video. I appreciate the ones that have actually taken the time to go and look at them. And I would really appreciate it if you threw some ideas my way, maybe some video ideas in the future, something that you would want to see, so that way I can improve upon the channel a little bit. So that way not only it benefits me and being more creative with what I'm doing, but it benefits you, so that way you get to see what you want to see. And it's a win-win scenario, you know. So I'm gonna end the video here because I could just looked up at the timer recording on my little screen right here, and it already says 12, and that's a long video that I have to put together already. So if you like this video, hit subscribe, hit the little like button right there, and comment down below if you guys want to see something in particular that I'm just not doing yet. With all that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Peace. It is Monday, October 7th, 2019, and I am really not looking forward to Mondays, especially this one. I got like 2 hours of sleep. It is like 6:30 a.m. Down in Louisville, it's about 7. I'm heading on my way to the cafeteria now, as you can see. I'm about to head into the doors here, get myself some breakfast, and then after that I'm gonna go all the way over here to 604, which is academics, and then I'm gonna be in my academic class, then my welding. But hold on, let me back up. My academics classes, and then my driver's ed class, because it's driver's ed week, and then my welding.
Pressure on Ukraine by withholding military aid that's sadly needed by Ukraine. And so I think there is some more evidence that could be gathered here that'd be directly relevant about the role of the Secretary of Energy, the Secretary of State, and the White House Acting Chief of Staff played in this matter.
This is literally my path from the welding shop. It takes about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna try to fill some of that time in with talking with you guys. I don't know if you can really hear me. It's really windy out. I'm I'm gonna check back in the video while I'm editing it and see if I can't do some audio changing around, you know, try to pick my voice up. But it is quite windy out right now. It's like maybe 60, 70 degrees out right now. Feels really good. It was like 40 this morning. See my breath and everything. I love cold weather. Can't get enough of it. That's a little rut we got going on right there. It's something you really don't want to step in. Break your ankle, maybe even your leg if you're not paying attention. And that's another thing to talk about here about Job Corps. They have a lot of holes, so to speak. Maintenance goes around with like mulch or dirt or something like that they buy from Walmart or whatever, and they fill up these little holes because they have like beavers, badgers and stuff around here that dig holes, I guess. I don't really know if those two certain type of animals would dig holes, but that's what rumors going around. Never seen them do it, so who knows. If you're not paying attention and you're not walking on concrete, then you're more likely going to either break your ankle, sprain your ankle, twist your ankle, one of those. So when you're walking through an open grass field, you got to be aware of where you're putting your feet. You got to be slow with it too, or you're just going to get completely twisted up and it hurts. I've twisted my ankle already being here, and I haven't even been here 3 months. That's the little entrance where they got all the flags and stuff going on. I don't know if you can see it. And then that's the tile settling shop over there. That's where they lay down tiles and flooring and stuff. They do a lot of stuff for the community, so it's really nice and helpful little trade. They do a lot of community service stuff, and it's really commendable. At the last business meeting, they had announced a lot of their accomplishments. I don't remember exactly how many projects, but it was quite a few. I think that right there is the pre-mill obstacle course, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I'm not in pre-mill, but that'd be my best guess because it looks like an obstacle course to me. Raise it up there so that I can see. There you go. It's really bright out, so I can barely see what's being recorded on the phone. They got Wellness down there, that white building in the distance near the middle of the screen. Then up here on the left of the road is the bowling alley. It's pretty cool. I haven't been there though yet. A lot of people told me that it looks like a pretty good bowling alley. I'm thinking about maybe going in there and seeing what it's like, and hopefully, if I'm by myself, score some footage. Hopefully of me getting a strike or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Let's see. There's the softball field I was talking about right over there in the distance. Then you got the Leon Crow, I think that's what it's called, or basically the gym is what I like to call it. And then I don't know if you could see it, that red building, the red roof. well, tan and red, whichever one you want to call it. That is the student union. Then over to your left up here near the beginning of the road, you got the 500s, counselor's office, student bank, all that. And there's a lot of things to go over just on this road alone. Where I'm going right now is the lunch. So when I get close to the small cafeteria, which is that building right up there in the distance near, it kind of looks like a pyramid shape, I guess. It's the furthest one that you can see. Let me see if y'all can get a better shot of that. That right there in the middle of the screen. I'll make a pretty good time. Only been recording for about 6 minutes. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, over at the student bank and counseling, they also have storage for personal items and effects that people have left behind, like suitcases or other things that just really didn't, I guess they just really didn't want it. So they just left it here and then they went on their merry way when they graduated or got terminated. That's the only two ways I think you can really leave the campus. Except for self-termination on break or something like that. So if you go to break and then you go and you just decide not to come back because you already got all your stuff with you, then I guess that's one way you can not go. But some people, majority, then I just realized I had my safety glasses on still over my glasses. Some people, they decide to come back. Sorry, I got hiccups. See, that's a better view of the softball field right there. Got the bleachers right over there. That right there is the small cafeteria. And further up the road is the 900s, which is where I'm at. Five hundreds are a pretty nice place. You can't really beat the 400s though, even though they put like most of the troublemakers and bad kids over there. The dorm itself is kind of shaded and got a lot of trees out in the open area, unlike most of the others. As you can see, there's a few trees here and there. Theirs is just shaded all the way. I really like it. It's nice and cool when it's hot, nice and dark when it's so bright out. Your sun just burns your eyes out. You know, it's nice on days like that. But it's really cold in that area during this time of the year. And as you can see by that big tree right there, leaves are already starting to fall. That's why they call it fall. I'm so excited for the season change. Alright, if you could see in the background right over there, I'm going to stop here for a second so you can see it. There's a spinning windmill. That is where Heavy Trucking is, way off in the distance. That's where the arts and crafts and libraries at, that building right there. Alright, it's a little over 10 minutes of recording walking, so I'm just gonna stop the recording here. Alright y'all, now I'm back in the welding shop. This is my project I've been working on. I kind of tacked that right there, but it didn't work out too well. It keeps melting on the sides. There's my other attempts at it. As you can see, some of them were kind of alright, others not. Kind of like this one, they got pinholes in there. It's to do with electropenetration. And that, it's kind of what it's supposed to look like, where it's coming out the other side in the line, but with little wakes on it. Here's my fabrication gloves. You can't really weld with those because of the heat. And your welding gloves right there. Mine are kind of new. I just kind of got them like a week or so ago. Those are the old ones that really don't work anymore. They keep ripping. There's my helmet, my safety glasses, and my Lincoln Electric hat, and my leather. That's the stuff I have to wear whenever I'm welding. And that's the welding machine right there. It's a Miller.